welcome everybody. Hi, I'm Claudia. Thank you so much for opening the video. So you are looking at my step-by-step video series. This is where I talk about everything, my life, my journey, the people who have helped me, those who I've come across, and what I've learned from them. So right now in this one, I'm continuing talking about my mother. So if you missed part 1 and 2, then you may want to back up and go to that part before listening to this one. So I'm at the stage where gunmen came in on us in Trenchtown, and we had to move to Independence City. We moved to Independence City, so that's my father, my mother, and my brother. We moved to Independence City. Now we're still going to Central Branch Primary School. Now, for those of you who know the landscaping of Jamaica, you know that Independence City is in Portmore. That's in St. Catherine. So that's a little distance now from Jonestown Primary School. So how did I get there? Well, for one thing, my mother had to put us on this bus at 5 o'clock in the mornings. The bus took me downtown, and then I had to get something and come off at Central Branch. Wasn't so difficult, because by this time I'm a bright girl. I'm used to going to the market and all of that, so it wasn't so bad. We had to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. So even though my father drove a car, because he ran a beef shop and a bar that my mother said she was instrumental in getting for him, he didn't take us to school in the mornings because he came home very late in the evenings, in the nights, I should say, very late in the night. So he was supposed to take us home in the evening. So he even though he didn't take us to school in the mornings, his job was to take us home in the evenings. Now, I remember going to his bar on, I think it was Price Street. That was the name of it, Price Street. And I remember the supplicant and the patty. We used to sell patty and supplicant. Guys, I'm telling you, my brother used to get to that because we got that as our snack in the evenings. And I'd hang out at the bar, But the thing is, he would take us home very late in the nights. And my mother and him started to have a go at it about him taking us home late, because he had to lock the bar 1 o'clock at night, take home the bar attendant, the lady, then he took us home. Sometimes we never made it home. Sometimes we had to sleep at the lady's house, or we would sleep at our cousin's house who lived down in same Jonestown. And they would wash out our uniform and so on, get us back to school in the morning. Now, my mother was livid when he come home late. I mean, just imagine this is in the 70s, and this lady had no telephone, no WhatsApp and these things to say, let me see where he is or whatever, nothing. She's just there wondering, staying there. My mother not going to sleep. She's staying up, waiting on him to come home, because that was part of her routine, right? But he had a relationship with the lady. So he was vested there in that woman instead of in us to take us home. So that was why that was happening. And of course, when him come home now, him and my mother, and the abuse started. And I don't know about my brother, but I witnessed my father giving my mother some serious blows all over her body. Lick her, box her, kick her up. I'm looking through the peephole of the bedroom, because in Independence City is a 2-bedroom house. And I remember all of that. And that was really when the abuse started with my mother and my father. I remember it so vividly. And I also remember my mother pack us up one night now. So she called a moving truck. She pack us up. And we leave my father in the night. My father didn't know we were moving. We moved and we went to, it's later down I realized where we went. We went to Richmond Park. And the only reason I remember that is because she used to say, come off a Champion House. Those of you, again, who know the community, Lyndhurst Road. You have Champion House at the corner of Lyndhurst Road and Maxfield Avenue. And she said, Claudia, come off a Lyndhurst Road, come across the street, make the first left turn and come down. And I would do that routinely. She catch there, so we put the bed or the mattress on the floor in the night to sleep. Because everything pack up in a furniture, everything pack up. So it's only we throw down the mattress in the night and sleep. But me tell you, so we eat food same way. She make sure we close, prepare everything. Then she get back a room now at Jonestown now again. This was at 3 Poyat Street. So she get back 2 room back in a Jonestown and we moved to Poyat Street in Jonestown. And I tell you, life wasn't the same after that. Remember now, you know, she and my father leave. So she's in Jonestown. Him gone wherever I'm gone. And she would send me down to the beef shop. So the beef shop was at Love Street in Jonestown. I remember that. Beef shop, Love Street. And I would go there on a Sunday morning. The beef shop full, you know. My name Davis, Mr. Davis beef shop full, line out a door because people, in them time, it's like we never have fridge, so people buy the meat fresh. Right? Because we never store meat because most people don't have a fridge. So that's the beef shop full and me have to wait. And then me get the meat. Me get pound of meat and some money. When I reach back home, my mother cuss. How him just give with this and a tray of wee and whatever. And why I tell you. It wasn't the same. I never see my mother date again after she leave my father. And she wasn't the same. She wasn't a happy person. She was always sad. You know, it's like he broke her heart. He broke her spirit. As a matter of fact, he did. Now, my mother had some friends who used to come every Christmas and they would bring barrel and we'd get things out of the barrel, pretty things. And, you know, she always said, boy, I have to go foreign. You know, this foreign thing never really come up. At least I don't remember it coming up until we come back in a Jonestown and my father, and my father just now get on because we never really saw him after that, more than we go to the beef shop every Sunday. You know, he never visited the house because my mother wasn't taking tea, so went to the beef shop and pick up the money and the 1 pound of meat or whatever. But she had these foreign friends and them come and them bring barrel lunch, one go foreign, and when Easter comes, she put out the Easter egg. The egg white. I thought you Jamaicans know that tradition. You put out the egg white early, I think it's either Good Friday or Easter Monday. I'm not so sure, but you put out the egg white in the sun. Yes, and you're looking for a ship or a plane, something to tell you what it is that is going to be happening. So ladies and gentlemen, my mother's friends influenced her, and by this time now she want to go foreign. All right, but there was a little bright spark, you know. So even though she was, I know it now as depression, never knew what it was then, I just knew she was sad. In 1977, my name came out in the Gleaner as one of the recipients of a government scholarship, having done the common entrance exam. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, my mother was so happy. She was jumping for joy. She walked and show everybody in a Jonestown at her workplace. By this time now, she was working at a shoe store. Those days, people, if you never pass the exam, your name did not come out into the Gleaner. I think that was a better time. Because if your name was in the Gleaner, you knew that you passed the exam. If it wasn't in the Gleaner, then you had another opportunity or another chance to sit the exam. So you go back and you study your book and you work hard to pass this exam. I think that was a much better system than what it is now of having only one chance at this exam and them tell you everybody pass. I don't know, I'm just saying. But my mother was very, 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 very happy. I remember first year I went to Wolmer's girls' school. I saw parents driving their children into school. Now I'm walking from Jonestown to Wolmer's girls' school. Walk here a circle, come round the bend. Those are, you know, landscape, you know. And Wolmer's girls' school opened up my eyes to a lot of things. You know, as a child coming out of Jonestown, where the road's narrow and everything. When you touch Tarrington Bridge and you start a wide road and you touch Wolmer's, and at Wolmer's you have your own desk. You have your own locker. I mean, it's a world of difference. You know, each lesson, each class, we had our own teacher. So basically you had a teacher for math, a teacher for English, and so on. That's how it is today still. And it was just a world of difference. I made very good friends at Wolmer's. And they helped me. I'll tell you how they helped me. So me passing the common entrance was a good thing for my mother. Very good thing for her. But remember, I tell you now, she had some friends influencing her, right? So she kept saying she couldn't afford to send me to school. And by this time now, my mother was a hairdresser first. But when she started having us, she stopped being a hairdresser. She stayed home and she took care of us. And my father, who she helped open the beef shop and bar, so the story goes, he was the one who should have been the breadwinner now, bringing in the money so that she could stay home. But by the time the breakup happened, and she leave Independence City and come back to Jonestown, things changed on her. She couldn't do press and curl again. She was a press and curl. But I think them come back with press and curl now because I see my hairdresser with press and curl. But they started to relax here, or cream here as we call it at Jamaica. And she just couldn't do it. So she ended up taking a job in a shoe store. And everybody out there remember my mother working at the shoe store. This was at Duke Street, top of Duke Street. That's where she was. But things were not the same, you know. It was just a terrible time for her. So guess what happened next? So I'm there going to Wolmer's first year, mash up exam and everything, man. Guess what happened next? She get a 1 entry visa and she get a bus for go foreign. I tell you, the lady say, Claudia, may go foreign and your father going to come for you. Father going to come. She leave me and my brother at Jonestown, 3 Poyat Street, never forget it. She leave we at Jonestown and gone a foreign. No, I don't know. I tell you, when I look back at it, I say, boy, it's a good thing she me did. She kind of trained me still. So I get up a morning time. There was this lady named Miss Dulcie. Miss Dulcie was a foreigner too who would come and get stuck at Jamaica because she come back for green card and get stuck. So we did it, and we in the tenement yard, and I have to get up, walk my brother to Central Branch, and then me gone over Wolmer's girls' school. That was a rough period for me. All my hair drop off of my head. I lose weight. If you don't see me, I look probably raggedy. One time I bought my toe. My toe swell up big. I end up I wear slippers for a couple of months go to Wolmer's. And it was just a horrible time. Never forget it. My hair, most of all, my hair drop off of my head. Anyway, while she gone a foreign now, I wait for this father to come. Who must come? Now my cousin come. Cousin come and say she pack me up for carry. Go up our father. She pack me up and carry go up our father. Guess where my father live? My father live on Millsboro Avenue, Kingston 6. People, if you don't ever know what the far cry of Jonestown to Millsboro Avenue, let me tell you now. So Jonestown house that probably value. It value maybe 500,000 now, or $1 million now. I remember what I tell you now say is them call it an inner city a ghetto. Millsboro Avenue is a Kingston 6, and the last time I saw a Millsboro house, a matter of fact, that same place that my father lived was for sale a couple years ago at 85 million Jamaican dollars. Yes, it is now actually a townhouse complex. When my cousin carried me up there, remote gate and whatever, we had to wait because the people them don't know we and help and all let we in. So them come and let we in, and then my cousin have it out and them take away. But, you know, looking back, even though it was a better, much better neighborhood, yes, my father never took us to school one day. Me and my brother had to walk down the bottom of Millsboro, dodge Doberman dog and Alsatian dog because them people always leave them gate open and the dog them come out a road. Nobody is taking up these two little black picnic for car go up the hill. So we have to walk up the hill in the morning time, walk it down in the mornings, walk it up in the evenings, get ourselves back and forth to school. And I tell you, it was, to me personally, and I had some experiences at that house too that I'd prefer to forget. I cannot even talk about them still. But I would have preferred to have my mother in the worst ghetto than live with my father in a uptown posh place where I'm not even a pay with a mine. Yeah, I tell you. I would have preferred to have my mother. Because now I know me would have get my mother and my brother out of the ghetto there. Because guess what? My father threw me out of that place there when me was 15. So I end up back in the ghetto. And I did have to lift up myself out of that. Same way. So I know say if my mother did stay, me would have lift her